All right, today we're starting off strong. I'm standing here in the inn, right in front of the Ender Dragon spawn, and you already know what that means. We're jumping straight into this fight. We're taking down the Ender Dragon, grabbing that dragon egg, and heading out to explore the End Islands. I want chorus fruit, and I want a dragon's head, and we're getting both before this episode ends. Let's get into this. All right. So what we need to do first is take out once they spawn in, because once I enter this area, the end crystals will start exploding in these rings, which then once that is completed and the whole opening finishes, it will give us the ability to go around and knock out some of these end crystals, as that's what heals the Ender Dragon. So let's go ahead and get this started, and here we go. And I don't think we could destroy them as they come on. Let me see here. Nope. So we have to wait for it to do its full pass. And I believe we have to wait for the dragon to fully spawn here. There it is. Whoa. Alright, let's get into this. Let's destroy these end crystals. Alright. It's gonna perch. Looks like it. Come on. Oh, see what I mean? Ooh, Jesus. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, like when you try and get close, it just pushes you away. The best thing to do is kind of wait for it to perch, but it just really depends. Sometimes it takes a while for the dragon to perch. Jeez, come on. Jeez. Come on. Come on. We almost got her. Oh, come on. Almost there. Almost there. Just a little bit more. Come on. Did it just hit itself with its own dragon breath? Come on. Come on. Oh, oh, it's perching. Come on. There we go. Oh, all right. That actually went pretty good. All right, so let's smack this guy around. Let's see, where'd you end up going? It likes to sometimes hug the outside. So let's see if it did that. Let's try not to stare at these Endermen. Because boy, that would get annoying. So just by off chance, for some reason, when I smacked it, it decided to go to spawn. So I found it. It definitely, I don't think I've ever had that happen before, where it just goes straight to spawn like that. That is very weird. But let's go ahead and get this picked up and we'll head back out to the end dimension. Good old torch method. There we go. The next generation. Perfect. Okay, let's go back. Uh, Wrong back, but that's perfectly fine. I think for now I'll throw this in there so I don't lose it. Throw the torch in there and throw the wrench. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this end stone and throw it into my pocket storage. just because it'd be a better place for it currently. Okay, so let's head back to the end dimension. Actually, before we do that, hold on. Waystone. I want to make another waystone for when we get to the end islands. So we make one of these. Actually, was that a quest? No. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, the Ender Dragon is dead, which we'll need to do that 2 more times because I want to get into the what is this called? The hostile neural networks. And I believe to get the basic level of the Ender Dragon, you would need to kill the Ender Dragon twice, and then you just let it run through the simulation and build it up to self-awareness, which is what you are going to need for Dragon's Soul. Yeah, so we'll need the Ender Dragon model to be self-aware, and then with that and a few other items like the infused Dragon's Breath, which we'll get with Apothic Enchanting, Empty Soul Gem, that's with Occultism, a Creature Catcher, or a Spawn Egg, it looks like. This one I'll have to kind of look into. I don't know about that one. The Socotra Dragon Sapling. Funny enough, I watched Philpo's episode on how to get this, and he made it look so easy. I'm going to use the same method that he showed in his video on how to get this, which revolved around pollinating leaves to drop the certain saplings. And he did the progression, and it seemed like it was pretty quick. Productive bees we're definitely going to be getting into. Cataclysm, that's going to be fun. So yeah, so we'll need to come back. We'll need to get the Ender Dragon data model, which will be 2 more kills, and then we just let it run. It's kind of like a set it and forget it kind of thing until it gets to self-aware. It will take a lot of time. So the earlier the better. And then the Piglet Hearts, that's going to be something easy that we could take care of once we get into Apothic Enchanting and Apotheosis and just getting a lot more powerful. So that's for the Dragon Soul. Okay, so let's see here. I don't have an Ender Pearl, but we can try and get one real quick. There we go. Where is my... There it is. All right, let's head on through the gate. There we go. All right, I'm back, and we finally found a ship. That took way longer than it needed to be. Oh, there's like a little mine shaft down here. Interesting. Anyway, I had to actually use my explorer's compass to find each one, just to kind of speed up. And this was probably the fifth island, the fifth in city. And finally, we got one that has a ship. So let's make sure our magnet's on, and let's go ahead and grab the dragon head. And then for fun, let's go grab this Elytra. Yeah, sky's the limit. Nothing too good. I don't remember if there was something that we needed for this. Let me see. So this is oh yeah, the pearlescent end shelf. Let's grab some of these just so we don't have to come back. All right, I'm gonna probably pick up all the ones here that we see on the screen, and then I'll bring you back to our base. All right, and we are back at the base. Looted up the rest of the end city, got plenty of the end rods, so hopefully we won't have to go back and get any more, but I think we have enough. As you can see, I'm showcasing the dragon head and the egg that we just recently got. So let's go ahead and get these set up along with the chorus fruit so that we could get those generating. Because the Dragon's Breath we are going to need for when we have to infuse them using the Apothic Enchanting setup. The eggs, it looks like it's needed for the miniature exit portal, which is fine. We're definitely not quite there yet because we need at least the Soul Touched, Skulk Shelf, and the Infused Dragon's Breath. So again, that's progressing into the Apothic Chanting. So let's grab our extractors. Okay, so we need that. We need a couple of these. I think 3 will be fine. Let's grab those. Also, let's get some copper upgrades because we will definitely need those. And I think that's it. So let's go down to our Zycraft room and get this all set up. So we got so far Flux Dust, Skystone Dust, and a Skulk because we're gonna need a bunch of this later. So now let's see. I believe we could set that there. Set that on top. Nope, not like that. On top. There we go. Yeah, no, that's fine. I was thinking if I should move it into the ground or not, but this is fine. This is totally fine. If I change my mind later, I'll move that down, but what I do want to see is if this still kind of works while being used as an extractor. Uh, let me grab that back out. Let me grab these guys so that I could lock and link. So lock and link. Perfect. Okay. So that's one. Oh yeah, I was going to redstone. Let's see, does this still work? It does. Nice. Or if you put a dragon's head on top of a redstone, it does this. I'm gonna leave it like that. That's perfect. That's awesome. Okay. So right next to it, I'm going to do the dragon's egg. Let me see how this needs to be set up. So it looks like the same orientation. Okay, this is showing you could do it from underneath. So let's take a look here. Oh, oh, Jesus. Okay, hold on. I gotta go find it. Oh, well, that was quick and painless. Okay, I'm gonna need a torch again. Place this bad boy there. Okay, so let's do this the way that I'm used to, which is doing it like this. Oh man, that doesn't work. Is it the other way around? Okay, let's try this again. Drawer down. Drawer down. Extractor. Take that one out. Egg. There we go. My lord. Okay, we have that taken care of. We're gonna start getting some dragon's egg coming in. As soon as, oh, there it goes. I was gonna say, as soon as it does, we'll go ahead and lock and link. So go ahead and lock that and link it. All right, we got one more to go, and that's going to be with the, we're gonna need the coarse flour with the end stone, and my other drawer is in here. Okay, put that up there. Okay, so this one is kind of funky, which I also believe that we need end stone. Can this go anywhere or any way? Because I know we're going to have to sandwich the chorus flower. If you don't sandwich the chorus flower, it will grow kind of chaotically. So let me go ahead and get this set up. So lock this, link this, and then let's throw some upgrades. All right. So now we have a steady stream of Dragon's Breath, Dragon's Egg, and Coarse Fruit, along with the Skystone Dust, the Flux Dust, and the Skulk. We will look into doing more Oh, and I forgot to mention these blocks that are lighting everything up, which I still got to do this room so I can get rid of these torches. These are from the mod called Luminax, and they are super easy to make. Like, beyond easy. Luminax. So these are the ones that I'm using, which is the white Luminax blocks. If they're too bright for you, they have a dim version that kind of cuts down the brightness. They also have the black Luminax blocks, which also gives off light. But I love the way the black looks because if you have a whole room that's set up with this, it looks like you're in the void, and it's amazing. I'll have to showcase that later when I set up my other rooms with the black Luminax blocks, because there's going to be a room that's nothing but this, so it could kind of showcase a lot of like the RGB coloring. I was thinking about doing it down here, and I think that would be kind of perfect because everything down there has some form of RGB touch, like the molecular assemblers, the ME controllers, and the CPU co-processing units. They all have, you know, color to them, and the contrast between those colors and the black Luminax blocks, chef's kiss, perfect. Another thing I did between videos is I upgraded the mob farm. So I have a few in there that, I have like the wither skeleton, I have the cave creeper, I have a witch, I have the blaze, I have a spider, I think I have a zombie, and I have a seahorse in there. And then because that farm got quicker until we get nether stars, can't really do anything about it except for throw on some prismarine shards. But I'd rather just get the nether stars and then eventually get the conduits. We're very close on getting the conduit. We need the fish essence. Once we get the fish essence, we'll be able to make the nautilus shells. And we'll also need the squid essence so that we can make our first heart of the sea, and then we could make the conduit. And then once we have the first conduit, I'll be putting that on the seahorses, which will give us a steady stream of more heart of the sea. We only need the squid essence briefly, so that won't be too bad, and then we'll have a steady stream. So let's go ahead and move on to the Bumblezone. I kind of want to get that out of the way because if we could find the Hanging Gardens, which is where we could get the crystalline, it's either the crystalline or the crystalline flower, which will allow us to get enchants. Um, we'll use the Explorer's Compass to try and find the Hanging Gardens because sometimes they are very hard to find, or sometimes you could get lucky and get them right off the spawn. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop right up. We're going to grab Ender Pearl, and funny enough, we have a couple of beehives right over here. And here we go. Okay. So what we are looking for is this honey blocks, of course. Oh, already? Honeycomb blocks. Definitely need a lot of these. Okay, let's bob and weave. How long do we have this for? 1 minute. So we have to avoid them for 1 minute, so it's not too bad. Did we get lucky? No way. Oh way. So this is what I was talking about. We got lucky right off the bat. Let's let's just fly around until this thing wears off. God, this biome looks absolutely stunning. Um, Especially with the hanging gardens here. This looks pretty neat. Okay, debuff is gone. Let's go ahead and let's grab this flower. So it's the crystalline flower. We'll need the flower and the block below it. Did we grab it? Yes, we did. Perfect. So that is going to jumpstart our enchanting, which is perfect. Okay, let's take a look around here. What's this? This is glowing comb block. There's more honeycomb. I need more honey blocks. I want to try and get some more honey blocks before we have to go back. I think I'm good, so let's go ahead and go home. I'm going to place the flower right up here in this area. I'll probably put it right here. I think this would be a perfect spot. Let's go ahead and slap the crystal down and slap the flower right on top of it. Let me go ahead and grab some food. Wrong one. So in here, it's super simple. You just give it some XP. You throw a book in there, and you could literally go through and pick exactly what you want. And this is very nice. I mean, they're not going to be like max enchants that you could get, but I mean, they're pretty close to a high level, or high enough level, I should say. Oh, do they have protection in here? I mean, they should. Yeah, protection 4. Okay. So I could grab 2 of those and finish off my gear here. Perfect. So now I have protection 5 on everything. Now, I don't think protection, enchanted protection, I don't think protection 5 is the highest. Yeah, see, here's 7. So, protection. So it looks like protection 7 is the highest that you could get, which is perfect. Okay, so we got the Bumblezone taken care of. Let me empty this backpack real quick because I see that a lot of stuff came in when I turned the mob farm on. Then I'm going to put all the honey stuff in our system. I'll go ahead and put that away. And I will clear this out. Okay, and I'm back. Got the backpack all cleaned up, got everything put away, got all the honey back into the system. I'm not going to do productive bees this episode. I'm going to have that probably set up as its own episode. This this episode is kind of chaotic. It's all over the place. We are doing different parts of mods. You know, we've killed off the dragon to get the dragon egg and the dragon's head and the chorus fruit so that we could progress further once we get to those points where we're needing those. You know, I showed off the mob grinder. We went into the Bumblezone. So now what I want to do is jump right into getting started with just Dyer's thing. I want to get I want to progress through the goo and get the final goo here, which is the Shadow Pulse goo. However, we needed the Dragon's Breath in order to get the Void Shimmer. So now that we have that, we can actually progress all the way to the Shadow Pulse goo. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Primo Gel goo, which it looks like we can. Perfect. Get the Blaze Bloom goo. Looks like that's good. Come on, quest line. Okay. So we got the Blaze Bloom. Now let's get the Void Shimmer. Yep. Perfect. And we got the quest on that. And now let's get the Shadow Pulse. Boom. Done. That was massively easy. Okay. So not only do you get the one, but you actually get another one. I'm only going to select this one so we have 2 Shadow Pulse goos. The question is, where do we want to set this up at? I'm going to do this manually for now, and then later on set this up to be automatic. I could do it up here, that's not a problem. I could put one right there and then one right there. There's plenty of space. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me grab my pocket storage. Let me grab 2 cobblestone. I want these off the ground. So we have all 6 sides. Okay. Now this is where the Skulk Zycraft extractor comes into play. Because we have that running, we could feed that to the Shadow Pulse goo to activate it instead of having to worry about having the catalyst. So that's good. So now what I want to do is grab some coal blocks. Skulk. Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and surround each face, except for one of them, because I gotta activate it. Perfect. Okay, so we'll activate that. Activate that. Let's see, do they work with shaders yet? It doesn't look like it. Let me turn off my shaders. All right, there it is. As you can see, the goo kind of eats at the coal, and then it creates the primal coal, which then the primal coal, it's another step up. So primal coal will go into the blaze ember, which then will go into the void flame, which then will go into the eclipse ember. So it's just all one step up. So let me go ahead and grab my other pickaxe. And let's mine these. Not too bad. Off of one run with 2 Shadow Pulse goos, we got 43 primal coal, which is pretty decent. So to get the fairy core, I believe that's going to be iron blocks. 1 stack will be perfectly fine. And let's do the same thing. And then just a heads up, I will be upgrading the version of this pack from 4.4 to 4.5, just to kind of see if it will fix some things that I've been experiencing, like with the T button. It does not open up my trash can, and I have everything not bound to the T except for the apotheosis stuff, which I don't want to get into that just yet. Not until we're geared, at least. Once we're geared, that would be a different story. Okay, awesome. So we have that. Let's go down and let's melt these up. Okay, so that went back into the system. 45, not too bad. That's another quest. So this blaze ember, we would need to turn primal the primal coal that we got into block form. And then we just do what we have been doing and feeding it to the Shadow Pulse goo and having it transform. So let me go ahead and continue with this mod with just dire things. Let me see if we could get up to the Eclipse Alloy, and then I will bring you guys back. All right, and we are back. So I went ahead and I made quite a bit of the ingots here on the Celeste Gem, just so that we could progress further into just dire things. And let me go ahead and go back to the quest line. So there's going to be quite a few things that we're going to need from this mod pack, or from this mod, just dire things. So we'll need the fluid collector, swapper, and placer. We'll also need the advanced swapper and the advanced block placer, especially when we do the time crystals. The energy transmitter and item collector is basically what I'm getting right now. And then we could go ahead and move forward with starting up industrial foregoing. So let me go ahead and make these 2 items real quick, and then we'll go ahead and move forward. So for the experience, oh, I'm sorry, it's the experience holder, not the item collector. So the experience holder, super simple. It's emerald, ender pearl, 2 books, and some blaze gold ingots. We could go ahead and make that right now. This thing is amazing, and we can put it down right here. This, you could render the area. This is basically the box that's going to either transfer experience to you, take experience from you, or pick up experience from other sources such as the mob farm. So let's go ahead and get this in the right spot. It needs to go back one more. Nope, wrong way. That way, and then that way. And then let's go ahead and increase the size. Let's go ahead and, oh, wrong one, that one. I want it to be about right there. That's perfect. So now what I'm going to do is give it all of my levels, which I believe you could hit, was it control click? Yeah, control click. You could give all your XP to it, or you could control click the retrieve and get everything back. The particles are very tiny, hard to see. But as you can see, it's grabbing all of the experience. It's probably still quicker than this. Yeah, you can still see it's pulling in all the experience, which is perfect. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna increase this up just to be on the safe side. In case they die up here, we want to make sure we grab all the experience. I think that's looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and turn this off because that is starting to lag because of the items there. Like I said, this thing isn't quick enough to grab everything, and it still causes some lag. So we're going to turn off the particles. We're going to turn off the area render. We're going to turn that off, and that is good to go. Perfect. The next item that we're wanting to make is the energy transmitter, and I'll show you. So the Celestial Gem, 2 redstone, Ender Pearl, and the Blaze Gold. So we're gonna grab that along with our point. Actually, we're gonna grab 2 of these because we're gonna need 2 of them. So let me make another one. And then we're going to head over to the mining dimension. And I'll show you exactly why I love these things. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these crystal resonance generators, get them out of here. Perfect. And then I'm going to slap a point here and a point here. And I'm going to put the energy transmitter right on top. Okay. And then I'm going to render area. I'm going to drop this down so it's at the level of the growth accelerator blocks. And then I'm going to increase this till it hits the outer ring. Need one more. So 5. And I believe the Z axis is still going to be 5 as well. That should be the all the ones that we are needing, which looks to be about good. There's going to be some overlap with the farm that I made here. That's perfectly fine. That's not going to hurt anything. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. This is going to be a 5x5. So I can show you here. So you can see there's 2 rows right here in the middle that are overlapped. That's perfectly fine. That's not going to hurt anything. So let's go ahead and give these points some power. Now you can see with the particle showing, it's transmitting power to every single one of these at a steady rate. And this is what I love about it. It declutters the farm, and I feel like it works more efficiently. Let me go ahead and turn off the render area and the particles because we don't want that lag in our world. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Let's turn this on. And look how much cleaner that looks. This looks so much nicer than having, you know, what was it? Over 100 crystal resonant generators. This just looks so much cleaner. And since it's only one thing powering all of this instead of multiple items powering multiple other items, just one item powering multiple items, I feel like it's just a little more efficient this way. All right, so those are the two items from Just Dire things that I wanted to showcase in this episode. We did get that mod started. I'm happy where we got it at for this video. So let's go ahead and switch gears. Let's head back over to our base in the overworld and let's look into getting industrial foregoing started. So the question is, where do we want to do this? The reason why I asked that is we need it kind of in a spot where we won't have to run too many wires to the ME controller. And I think in between episodes, I think we have enough stuff to where I'll upgrade all the cables to dense and smart cables, just so we could have more utilization out of our ME controller. And then I may actually end up moving our base to the mining dimension. I'm still kind of on the fence about that because like I said in the first episode or the first two episodes, that I want to get away from building in the mining dimension. It's just, I don't know. It just feels right, and I think I need to get away from that. So let's see. What do we need? What do we need from industrial foregoing? So to begin, we need to make a pity machine frame, and then we'll need to do the fluid extractor. And then from the fluid extractor, we'll need a bucket of latex and then a latex processing unit. So we're going to need 6 total, I think is what I want to do. Yeah, 6 total. So let's see here. So what I want to do is import, let's make a couple of these. And then we'll also export, make a couple of these. Perfect. Cables. We'll need a good amount of these. Let's make that. I want to make another energy. At, oops, at just. Let's make one more of these guys. Yeah, I'm gonna use this everywhere. This mixed with a point. Oh man, it's a beautiful thing. So there's the cables. What else do we need? Acacia wood or logs. We're gonna need to make a pattern for this, which is gonna be this guy. Let's move over to the pattern encoder. Let's make that. And let's get that into our system. Okay, I think I want to set up another fluid drawer just for the latex. So let's go ahead and make one of those. We'll put it down right here. Get some copper upgrades. Whoops. Not need to put them back. Perfect. Okay, what do I need to make the block placer? And do I need to make the block placer? Should I do the block placer? Or should I just stick with AE2's formation plane? Because this one, what it does is, yep, drop items or place blocks. So we could want to do the industrial foregoing block placer. So what that's going to entail is we're going to need some plastic. Once we get the plastic, then we can make this. Super simple. So let's start off with making 6 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And make 6 of those. Perfect. I need to expand my base because I'm starting to run out of room. I'll probably do that in between episodes so you guys don't have to see that. And that's probably when I'll do the black Luminax blocks down here. I'll completely get that set up, and then I'll probably branch off into different directions. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, let's go ahead and one. Whoops, that's right. They drop in the position you are facing. So we're gonna go 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll stack it up one more, and then we'll have the. Actually, let me turn this around. There we go. We'll have the block placers right here, feeding these 6 machines the wood once we get the plastic. So for now, what we're going to do is we're just going to manually do this. Grab these 2 logs, and we'll let it go to town on that. But first, we're going to need another point, and then, whoops, where I want you on top. Okay, ground level. Let's have you go up 1, then, yep, and yep. All right, how are we looking? Okay, I need to do Z one more time. How are we looking? That's looking pretty good. Okay. So let's go ahead and give this power. Boom. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, and with that done, what I'm gonna actually do is make an ender tank. Actually make 2 ender tanks. We can use white. I don't think anything's using white at the moment. Ender tank. Ah, I don't have a cauldron set up. Interesting. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to place this with this guy. Then I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And we're going to grab a couple of fluid pipes. Doesn't need to be quick. Right now because we don't have any upgrades. Let's see here. Where is my wrench? There you are. Perfect. All right. Have that set up. Now I'm going to come over here to the top of our base and place this up right here. And this doesn't need to be fast either because, again, we don't have speed upgrades coming in. So it'd be kind of pointless on giving this any type of upgrade at the moment. As you can see, like it's not even trickling fast enough to fill this tank up. So let's go ahead and go back. Okay, so we have latex, which is perfect. Now, what we need to do is we need to create the latex processing unit. Wrong one. We want that guy. And this is where we'll get our plastic. And we could put him right here. Now that we have it in our system, we'll be able to pull it out a lot easier. So we can. So you have to click a bucket onto it in there, and you'll be able to get that going. Then you just throw the latex in here. Make sure you get some water, and then that will go ahead and process into some dry rubber. And that's how we get our plastic. So now what we do is we'll take this dry rubber Thrown into our furnace. And get some plastic. Super simple setup. Now that we have a good amount of this stuff locked or unlocked due to us now having plastic, we could actually go ahead and move forward with creating like the dissolution chamber, which we are definitely going to need to progress even further, because we'll need to get pink and or pink slime for sure, because we need the purple lens, and I think that takes pink slime. No, just takes latex. Okay, that's not too bad. We'll definitely need to work towards getting the ether gas, and we use that by the laser drills on the wither. We'll have to get a stasis chamber. There's this mod, the industrial foregoing, is very extensive. Again, when we get to the point, I want to set this guy up. I've never set one up, and that's my goal in this series, is to definitely have one of these actively working with no issues. So in between episodes, up to that point, I'm going to look into how to set this up properly, so I'm not banging my head against the wall trying to do it. But for now, I think we're going to go ahead and stop there. We got pretty far with the mod pack today. We started Just Dire Things and Industrial Foregoing. We also entered the Bumblezone and got things to let us progress into Productive Bees. So we'll have an episode for that. We killed the Ender Dragon and we got the chorus fruit, the dragon head, and the egg. So we got those resources coming in. So we're actually looking pretty good. And so I think this is going to be a great place to stop. What I am going to do, however, is, as I said in the beginning of this video, I am going to collect my quest rewards. So I'm going to put everything away except for the magnet. I'm going to get myself ready. So it looks like I got these two. Okay. I'm going to get this ready just in case, because I don't want to lose any items. I've lost items this way before, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready so we could just throw everything into these barrels, and then we'll take a look and see what we got. All right, so here we go. Whew, this is going to be kind of chaotic. Oh, Jesus. Okay, one barrel full. And these are netherite barrels. Wow. Wow. Two full netherite barrels, and that was a lot. And there's still some stuff that happened when we claimed those. So let's go ahead and grab those. Some of these we have to kind of do here on our own. Let's see. Basic storage. What do we have in here? Oh, all these guys. Mystical agriculture. We got you. We got you. And we got you. Anything else in here? Nope. Okay, so in the beginning. Okay, tips and tricks. Copper ore hammer. Advanced oak beehive. Okay. Oh, all the saplings here. Okay. Anything else? The Bumblezone. That was a lot of stuff. I want to take a look. Okay, so we got some ancient debris. We got some basic to iron tier storage upgrades. We got some more copper upgrades. We got some basic enchanting. I want to pull out all the seeds. I'm hoping we got some rare seeds. So far, it's not looking like it. But, yeah, fried chicken. Nice. But yeah, it's not looking like we got some rare seeds. Oh, here's more seeds. Ooh, the armadillo seed. Okay. Ooh, cow seed. Nice. More obsidian, lead, osmium, skystone, nice. Pulsating alloy, okay. Prismarine, iridium, oh, energetic alloy, nice. Sheep seed, very nice. We actually got a couple of decent seeds out of that one. Ooh, and we got Mundabitor dust. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That's kind of a mouthful there. Let's see here. We got some steel, more poultry logs. I thought that was wool for a second. We got steel blocks and steel casings. A tube junction? What is that? Allows two pressure tube lines of any pressure tier to cross without connecting. Can be rotated with a wrench. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Oh, we got the extreme reactors extreme book. That's going to be useful. Um, we got the Tattered Tome, which I believe is the starting to the Ars Nouveau spellbook. We'll just need to get some iron tools, and we could create that. The tier 1. Let's see here. We got a mechanical pump. Not bad. Power. We got an energy. Ooh, we got a spirited energy cell. Very nice. Got some energy cables from mechanism. Last one here. Gold seed. We got a beacon. Some more energy cubes. Oh, that's awesome. That's perfect. I'm gonna go to the mining dimension and plant all these seeds if we have room. Okay. So dye seed, iridium, cow, there's marine, skystone, dirt, gold seed. I don't need any more inferium seeds coming in. So we'll do, what is the pulsating alloy for again? The pulsating alloy is used for grind ball, energetic alloy. Let's see what this one's for. So nothing really, so we don't need that. That we don't need. We don't need those. Don't need zinc. Don't need an inferium. Don't need invar. We'll need lead for sure when we get deeper into mechanism. Let's go back home. Let's make sure we get the new items into their own drawer. Perfect. All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode off there. We got a lot done today in today's episode, and I'm very excited about how far we've gotten so far. So if you liked the video, go ahead and smash that like button, hit subscribe, make sure your notifications are on so you don't miss another episode, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.